We would kind of get lost in that caste system over there.
And you're basically almost right, because for a brief period of time, you're not really making hit records at Motown until Norman Whitfield comes to you with a record called I Heard It Through the Grapevine. And I must tell the folks out there that originally the Isleys had that, Smokey Robinson had it, Marvin Gaye had it, but passed on it. But Gladys, you take the record, and how does it become the biggest song of your career up to that point at Motown?
We took the song and we took it on the road with us for about 2 months. We were touring at the time, and we used to sit in the halls, because those were kind of hotels we were staying in. The room wasn't big enough for all of us to get in a hotel room, okay? So we used to sit around, and we played around with this song. We tore it apart, we put it back together until we felt it was right. And we took it back to Norman one afternoon. We were very excited about it because we felt we had hit it, all right? And Norman, when he heard it, he said, oh, man, so this is it. This is it. So Smokey was in the studio, so we went upstairs, and we kind of ushered Smokey out of the studio. And we went in, and we recorded I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and it turned out to be the biggest selling record for the company that year.
Really an incredible version. Now, it's interesting, again, because I told our friends out here that Marvin had it and passed on it, but then a year later, he comes out with his version. What did you think of that version?
I loved his version, I really did, and I loved Marvin, so it didn't hurt too bad, except we had been working a whole lot of years to get that recording identity going, you know what I mean?
But if you remember Marvin's version, it was completely different, by the way, than Gladys Knight and Pip's version. But yet, it had that raw excitement that we've come to know and expect from the folks from Motown.
Of the smiles we left behind, smiles we gave to one another, for the way we were. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Or has time rewritten every line? And if we had the chance to do it all again, tell me, would we? Could we? Memories may be beautiful, and yet it's too painful to remember. We simply choose to the laughter. We will remember whenever we remember when we were.
I love the style of the song, the way she just puts it across. We're talking with Gladys Knight. Gladys, the guy responsible for changing your sound was Jim Weatherly. When did you meet him?
Actually, we met Jim during our Motown days, the very last ones. We were in the process of doing our last album for Motown. And I love country music.
Oh, yeah.
For their storytelling. You cannot beat them.
Absolutely.
And that is the first thing that I look at personally, is the lyric. What is the song saying? And then what melody is wrapped around it. So Jim and I fell in love right away.
He writes Neither One of Us for you, but it's interesting because when you recorded it, your contract with Motown had already expired, but yet you people, when you bought the record, you bought it on the Motown label. Why? How did that happen?
We weren't obligated to give them Neither One of Us Wants to Be the First to Say Goodbye legally. But we said, we're going to finish this album. We're going to leave you with a hit. All right? And that's what we did. We finished the album. We did Neither One of Us. And we turned the album over to Motown. And that was Neither One of Us Wants to Be the First to Say Goodbye. In the meantime, we were in the process of signing with Buddha Records, a new family that we had met that we eventually came to love, and that has been the most important company, in my opinion, in our recording history and in our career.
Yeah. Because you see what happens now, Jim Weatherly at Buddha changes the style and the sound. And he writes for you an old country song, Midnight Plane to...
To Houston.
That's it. And you change it to Midnight Train to Georgia. It becomes the #1 song of the year on Buddha for you. And then after that, though, you go on a solo career. What made you decide to do that?
There's other things in life, so other plateaus you want to go to. So now we're doing our own things, and I want to stand on my own 2 feet.
Mm-hmm. If you have to pack it all in, my love, how would you, Gladys Knight, like to be remembered by the audience?
That overall, I was just a good human being. That's the way I'd like to be remembered.
Gladys, thank you for going back with the guitar, my love.
Well, we go way back.
Gladys, has been a pleasure.
It's been my pleasure, every minute.
I love you.
I love you, too.
Gladys Knight, tremendous young lady. I'll tell you what, talking about Gladys Knight, let me let you hear, and you'll see the Gator Gold Dancers dance to the last song she records for when she's with Motown. It's written by Barrett Strong, who's the first artist to give Berry Gordy a hit record with a song called Money. The name of the song is a song called Friendship Train. I present to you the Gator Gold Dancers.
Ellen Words.